What's going on, everybody? If you don't know, now you do know. You're officially tuned in to a special edition of the Hfwb podcast series. I'm your host, Clifton Pope, and with me today, I have a very special person who has become a very special friend in due time. And it's funny how I say that because we're kind of both in the same boat as far as getting like our businesses and our brands up and going. It's like our timelines are somewhat identical to a certain extent. I'm not going to waste any time bringing in this person. Her name is Miss Larissa Ramirez from To The Point Graphics. Welcome to the podcast, Larissa.
Thank you, Clifton. Thank you for having me.
Now, for the people who are, of course, listening to this podcast right now and who want to know who is Larissa Ramirez, give them your background story.
Okay, so I'm actually I was born and raised in Georgetown, Texas, and I guess what led me to graphic design is that since as long as I can remember, I've always had this love and this passion for creating. And I mean, every book cover and notebook was just like a blank canvas for me to put art on. And so I realized really early on this interest in creating and this love for creating. And so fortunately, I had some parents that for whatever reason believed in like one day being able to do the things that you love as far as work goes. And so this passion for creating led me to the creative field, and that's how I discovered graphic design. And in 2018, I'm 2008, I'm sorry, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in fine arts and have served for over 12 years in graphic design. And the last company that I had worked for, COVID unfortunately shut our doors. We didn't survive when the world stopped.
Well, it's all thanks to COVID for slowing everybody and every business down, right?
Yes. And to be fair, like the company was in a situation where we were trying to survive. There was like a couple of things that had happened that they were trying to bounce back from, but the timing was terrible to be in that situation. And so we just didn't survive it. And so after that, really opened my eyes on just how much of the creative world was very much so a part of me, because not having it anymore made me realize how much I actually needed it in my life to have that creative outlet. Because I'm sure a lot of people went through that time of when they lost their jobs, of like having this void and trying to figure out how to fill it. Like you lost this purpose because you had this routine and this thing. And I'm a mother of three little boys. And so I very much so know that I have a purpose here at home, but there was this other part of me that felt like something was missing. And so after reflecting, I realized that it was graphic design that I needed that outlet. I needed to be able to help people. I needed to be able to use my imagination and my creative process all over again. And during that time, it being hard to find work, I knew that in order to do that and to get it back in my life in the level that I wanted it, I was probably going to have to create it for myself. And so terrified as ever, because it's not a big decision to start a business. I mean, it's not a small decision to start a business.
Yeah.
I took the leap and I jumped in, and that's how To The Point Graphics started.
Where did that creative drive come from? That's what I want to know. Where it sparked all that?
To be honest, like I feel like it's just always been a part of me. Like it's just, you're kind of, I feel like, I mean, I don't know if it's safe to say that you're just born that way with like that the creative mind. Because it was a passion before I even understood it was a passion. Like to be a kid and to seek those things of wanting to draw and wanting to paint and wanting to cover anything with art and have this imagination flowing. Like I couldn't pass a note without doodling or do my homework without doodling. Like it was just like a thing that was in me. And then you saw that pattern, and it didn't matter what it was, if it was clay, if it was pencil or photography or whatever, I thrived in it. And so that was just a natural thing. It wasn't anything that I looked for. It was there.
That's one of
Yeah.
those God-given talents that you were just blessed with, and you just took off and ran with it from how you're describing it. And it's just certain things that we're just blessed with from the man above. And for yourself, it was art and designing and pictures and just creating things to where it satisfies you, to where it's like, I can do more of this and everything. And that actually leads me to what I was going to say. So, what made you start with To The Point Graphics? How did you come up with the name? What's the origin of it for the people listening?
Okay. Well, yeah. So To The Point Graphics, the reason why where it kind of came from is it's like multi-part. The tools that I use are like the pen tool. So I thought it was fun to like play with the idea of that. So in my logo, I had incorporated a pen tool in the letter I, and To The Point Graphics. So there's a connection there with the pen tool, and you work with points in order to like do design. A lot of times it's connecting a bunch of points to create a design in the background. And so the other end of it too is I feel like when you are doing graphic design, like our job is to be able to communicate a message visually. And so that message that you're trying to direct towards your audience, you want to get to the point of what it is that you're trying, and you want to nail that message and send it directly to, that ideal client. So there's that play off of that too, of how you're communicating as well. So that kind of all came together. I'm sure there was a couple of other ways that I felt like this is just a great name and a great start for the business, that it all came together, and that's how I landed on that.
I personally love it. I think it's clever actually, because it's, whenever you get putting together the pictures and designs, it's like you're helping everybody get straight to the point as far as what the overall vision is. So I thought it was, I remember when we first met at the Chambers event, I think it was back in November, if I'm not mistaken. When I saw your business card, that was the first thing that I noticed, was like, To The Point Graphics. I like that. That's clever. That's catchy. And I'm all for people who are willing to go think outside the box and put together things that are like different. And I actually have it right here for those who are watching. This is a clever name, To The Point Graphics. I love it so much. But as far as speaking of To The Point Graphics, what would you feel like is some of your best overall experiences that you've had with people as far as like your clients and stuff?
Well, I mean, so being able to work with other small businesses or other clients just in general over time, I found that it's just been really rewarding, because people have ideas. They just don't really have the tools or even really know how to like put it together and to translate that from their head to paper or from their head to computer. And so I really love that part, that I'm able to interact with them, to communicate, to really start to learn and understand about the messages that they have or the ideas that they have, and to be able to execute that visually for them. And so it's become a really rewarding thing to do. And it's also been a great way to develop relationships with, especially because I do like to work with other small businesses. We've got a lot of commonalities. Like there's a lot of common things that we're going through. So to be able to share those stories and to be able to understand the importance of the process that they're going to and are going through, and being able to, be that extra assistance for them, to help them to reach the goals that they're trying to reach, and help them to put the work that they want to put out. And I feel like a big part of that is quality, and to be able to have that quality that they can put out to like back up these products that they love, these ideas that they love, and that they feel so closely and passionate about. I'm able to equip them with that quality layout, quality design, and quality product that they need to go out there and, share it with their customers and engage.
It goes back to quality over quantity, that's for sure. For anyone who is wondering what kind of services that it is that you're offering, let the people know what it is that you do exactly, Larissa.
Okay, so I do logo designs. I help out with any kind of like branding designs that you may need because you get your logo, then you're ready to go out there and you're ready to start to apply it to things and start showing people and like creating that consistent awareness of who you are and what it is that you do. And so with that, in a brand, there's more to it than just fonts and colors. Like it is that, like, you do have your logo, you do have fonts, you do have colors, you do have graphics and images and stuff, but it's also about a personality, and so the way I can deliver that personality. So I work with you closely to, if you don't have a logo, we discuss your audience, your goals, what it is that you're trying to reach, and then we come to that final design through a process. And then after that, then we do, if you need any help with that branding of like brochures or social media ads or, business cards or any of those other needs. If you need help with a website, then I can help you out with your website. If you need, what else to do? Photography. A lot of people need product photos because they're, selling this jewelry or selling. I worked with a brewery before, and they just need nice images to put out there and to be able to, advertise and to sell and get that attention and that attraction. I also do a little bit of videography as well, just like, simple shorts and stuff that people are able to use on social media or any other forms of advertisement as well. Lots of fun stuff.
One of many talents, and it's all about just branding and getting the business together so it can officially grow. My last question I actually have for you before I kind of go into the three questions that I have for you personally. What do you feel like is the future for To The Point graphics, and where do you see it going? I don't know, 5, 10 years from now, maybe?
Oh gosh. So I am really hoping that I will get to a point where I can really connect with, uh, like a handful of like small businesses and really be their go-to girl for the things that they need to advertise, because I feel like the value, there is a need, and other entrepreneurs and small businesses are realizing this need to be able to have this presence in the social media platforms, or to even have presence online, and to have that strong quality of presence. That's a big part of it. There's a need for that, and I care as much as they care. I really do. I really do, because I need you to do well so that I could do well as well. Like it's a team thing.
Partnership type thing.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And so I really do strive to do that. I'm hoping that I can, develop some really strong relations with some small businesses and try to execute those things that they need to get to the next level. Because if I'm able to provide them with those high quality designs or quality products that they're going to use to move forward with, to like go through the crowds with, and to try to really like reach their audience with, I believe that that evokes confidence, to be able to have that quality behind you, to back up this service that you have, to back up this product that you have. It evokes this confidence. And I feel like confidence is not really talked about like enough, and like the importance of that in moving on to the next level of success. Because if you think about it, if you have an insecurity because you may not have a developed logo, or you may not have a developed brand identity, and maybe you don't have like the best advertising things or whatever, sometimes you may feel a little bit shy to speak about this product that you do love and that you do feel so strongly about, because you feel like you don't have these strong pieces behind it to like really back it up. And so it all goes back to that whole, if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you'll serve better. And so that's my goal, is to be able to give that to small companies and them not have to worry about that part of it. And they can just focus on their product, the things that they're passionate about and they know that they can do well.
At the end of the day, you can't do everything by yourself. That's
Right.
pretty point blank point to that, because I know whenever I reached out to you personally and gave you my vision as far as with the podcast and the ebook that I'm about to get ready to release, I
Yes, congratulations.
like put together like a little visual in the form of a flyer of like, okay, this is what's to come, be on the lookout for it. And that's very important as far as helping your brand and business grow to where you can bring in more clients down the road. And I can guarantee you got a full supporter from me. I'm going to continue to spread the word about you. And I definitely am planning on putting together a couple more ideas for you down the road for sure. And I just want to say I appreciate you for doing what you did for my flyer, which is about to get released very, very soon for those who are listening, or for those who are listening to this before, after it already came out. I told you so. But other than that,
That's awesome.
I appreciate what it is that you do, Larissa. You're a woman of many talents, and I see that based on how you explained your story, and I respect that, and I salute you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Now, the questions that I have that I've been basically asking everybody, what is the first thing you do or think of, Larissa, when you wake up every single morning? Like, what is your personal morning routine, so to speak?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I actually have a pretty terrible morning routine. And I recently have been trying to like do better at it, because it could use a little work, that's for sure. The newest thing that I stopped doing, which is funny that you asked, because literally I think I'm on the third day of doing this, is I stopped picking up my phone to like scroll through it the first thing in the morning. Like I just I'll turn off my alarm. I'll look to see if like there's something important, like if there was like an urgent message or whatever. But other than that, like I'm not gonna jump into it and like look at that, because that already like starts me on the wrong foot for sure. So that's my newest rule. I'm only on day 3. I'm hanging in there. It's like not the easiest thing when it is a habit to like jump on Facebook or or look at the news.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, and the one thing that helped me get out of that is developing my own little morning routine. I don't know if you're into reading a lot of books and everything, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but I would recommend you read this book, The Miracle Morning by Hfwb. It literally gives you a guide on how you can put together your own personal morning routines. If it can work for someone like him who's been like at rock bottom, building himself back up, and if it can work for someone like myself, it can work for someone like you. So I would definitely recommend you check that out for sure. It'll help get your morning routine more structured for sure.
Right. Yeah.
But my next question that I have for you is, what is your personal definition of health and wealth to yourself? Your own personal definition.
Of health and wealth for myself. Health, I mean, I really do believe in the power of, getting out and putting that, that 20 minutes of time of where you can just kind of move your body. That's one of the newest things that I've heard people like just describe it like that. I feel like it puts less pressure on people when they look at it as just, let me just go move my body for 20 minutes. And I feel like there is some power behind that. And it's just, that whole compound effect of like over time, when you start doing that, you just things do start to change, things do start to happen. And then even your energy starts to change, where that 20 minutes may have started out as just like a walk or something, but now you find yourself doing a little more of a jog walk, or you see yourself doing maybe other things. And I'm a big believer that it doesn't have to be a gym. It doesn't have to be a track. Like I do like, even in that area, to be creative with just moving your body, like find something that you do enjoy. It doesn't have to be literally that. The same thing with food. I feel like I'm not the best role model when it comes to what I'm putting in my body, but I definitely do make efforts into making some of those small changes. And again, I feel like that's the compound effect of like all these little small changes, they do add up. And so they do make a difference and matter versus just not at all. And I feel like there is so much value into it because I love that I can keep up with my kids. I love that I'm able to, just do things and like feel better because I know what it could feel like and what it can be when you don't. Like you will feel that taxing difference by not, making those changes for yourself. For sure, for sure.
I agree.
And
I agree.
yeah. And
What are some of your personal favorite hobbies that you like?
my personal favorite hobby. Um, my downtime stuff, I am a big movie watcher. I love watching movies. I love watching binging on different series and stuff, like within reason, because I know we don't have all the time for it, but downtime, I do love to do that with either my husband, like where we have like movie date night, or with the family. Like that's a big thing for us.
I see, I see. What would you say is your favorite series or favorite movie that stuck out to you recently?
Recently, let's see. Um, we are the series that the series that we're recently watching right now that we do enjoy to watch is Ozark. And we're watching that
Oh
right now.
my God.
Yes, we watch Ozark. We also did the Yellowstone. We watched Yellowstone. We got sucked into that one.
I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't even started watching the fourth season yet. I'm still like few episodes left in the third season, so I don't want to jump right into the fourth
Uh,
season. And it's hard to like sit down and dedicate a couple of hours towards doing it. Like I can watch one episode and then I'll get like bored or distracted. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do something else. So I never really get a chance to really binge watch. Like I credit anybody who can binge watch a whole day. I don't know how you do it.
oh my gosh.
I could barely do it for 2 hours. I kid you not.
Shamefully, I think if I didn't have self-control, I probably would binge watch all day if I could. But no, but I don't. I do have a cutoff because I do have some control. But I would think like my favorite um series was Game of Thrones. I loved Game of Thrones. There were like little areas of it, like there was one area that got a little too dark for me. And so I was starting to be like, I don't know if I want to watch this. But then, and then the way that it ended, I wish it would have ended a little bit better, but I thoroughly enjoyed Game of Thrones, like so many seasons that I feel like it's worth recommending if anybody ever wanted to watch it.
It's a well-respected franchise, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But my last question that I have for you, Larissa, before we wrap everything up here, if you had an opportunity to speak to yourself 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself? And where do you see yourself personally in the next 10 years?
Um, so I think that there's value I would like to take to myself 10 years ago of understanding a couple of things. Like I wish that through life that I did spend less time caring about other opinions, or like letting other opinions guide me through certain situations that kind of just kind of held me back. Yeah. And so I wish that I would have understood that earlier, of following some of the things that I wanted to follow and do. And I also think that a big thing in understanding, I was just speaking to someone the other day. I feel like I'm a very loyal person. And I also took that into the work field, feeling like I needed to also be this certain level of loyal to in like a business, and which, yes, there's truth into that. But in the end of the day, business is business. And so they will make decisions that benefit the business, regardless of where you're at in your personal situation. So if you don't fear advancing yourself and moving on to other things with the worry of emotions being involved, because you've invested into this company, you've developed relationships into these company, you don't want to hurt feelings, you don't want to leave them stranded or whatever. Like those are things that, that's what your 2 week notice is for. And that's what, working together, you can move on without burning bridges and continue to further the success in yourself. So I wish that I would have not leaned so hard on loyalty and worrying about what others may have felt or thought, by, trying to do advancements for myself. And then in the future, because I feel like there's a lot of realization that's all coming to me through like personal growth and research and whatever, that there's a lot that's finally come to light to me that I feel like I have no idea what's in the future, but I'm super excited and I know for sure big changes are coming. Big changes.
That is the key. Big changes coming forward in the future. We don't know what it is exactly, but something's going to happen to where it impacts us so much that it's like, I knew this was going to happen eventually. I just didn't know it was going to happen like that.
Yes.
That's the way I kind of look at it myself as well. Like, I don't know what the future holds, but I know it's going to be bigger and better things to where I was the year before. And I'm going to continue to strive to improve for the better, because that's what life is all about at the end of the day. I feel like we're on the same page in regards to that. So I admire that answer tremendously. For anybody who wants to get more in contact with you as far as what it is that you do exactly, give all the information where they can find you at, Larissa.
Yes, I'm on Instagram and Facebook at To The Point Graphics. And I also have a website, which right now is I'm revamping. I'm making some changes on it and just making it, better for everybody to easily navigate and get through what it is that they need from me. So that will be up soon, but that is tothepointgraphics.com as well. So
you heard it here first on the HFWB podcast series. If you need a graphic designer to basically get your business on the right track and take it to the next level, for all you entrepreneurs, all you small-time business owners, or anyone who's aspiring to be any of those things who are listening to this episode, you need to contact Larissa Ramirez and help. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily build up a clientele, but let her guide you on the right track and getting your vision out there. Because I'll say this from personal experience, it's worked out for myself and with health, fitness, wealth, business. And if it can work out for me, it can work out for you. So please check her out. You won't be disappointed. I can assure you that. But other than that, Larissa, I just want to thank you once again for making time out of your busy day just to even be on the HFWB podcast series. It means the world to me. I appreciate your support for sure.
Happy to be here.
No, of course. The pleasure is all mine. And I just want to thank everyone, for listening to another special edition of the HFWB podcast series. Y'all continue to stay healthy, wealthy, and blessed. And until next time, everybody.